Okay everyone, good morning. Today is the 19th of November 2022 and this will be my thorough walk around video of my NC part 3. Alright, so I hope to accomplish a very thorough description of what changes I made and maybe some pointers and tips along the way to help you guys out. I know I got pretty good feedback from part 1 on YouTube. Not so much on part 2 because I think that people don't know about it, but I do have a part 1 walk around NC, part 2 walk around NC, and this will be the part 3. Alright, so I will describe all the changes I've made throughout the build, which has taken me total now about 4 years, and yeah, hope you guys like it. Alright, so as you can see from the looks of it from part 1 and part 2, I've done substantial changes to it. The front, the wheels, headlights. I think the side skirts I also changed. New decals with different colors. Just went for a different color theme instead of the all black look I had. One of the most noticeable differences is the wing that I made in the back, which is, you know, honestly, it looks like the Blackbird Fabworks, but with a little touch of my own that I did, and it came out really good, and I'll get to that in a moment. So let's start with the front. Okay, so the front, I got the hood vents from I think Kaiser Automotive, and these are for an RX-8, and you could tell by the shape of them. I just preferred these over the you know, the usual ones because it's just the holds the lines a little better on the curve here, which I prefer. They are substantially better than not having them. I can tell you right now, you can see through. I have it pretty wide open the whole way through. Now I did strategically place these so I wouldn't get water directly on vital components, but you can see all the way through, and I'll pop the hood later on. These work very well. I'll probably post a video on like some strings, and you can see when the cooling fan's on, they do suck out a lot of hot air, and my temps have gone down at least 10 degrees and just sitting in traffic. So very good investment, hood vents, you know, if you don't mind a little bit of water every once in a while. All right, so now biggest thing are the front bumper and the headlights. You notice the headlights are not the typical NC headlights. I decided to discard the HIDs altogether, go my own route, and what I basically did was just gut out the whole headlight assembly, and then just put in 2 yellow LED, I think they're 2-inch round or something like that from Amazon, nothing crazy, but they illuminate really good. I like the yellow tint to it. Us here in Miami, we don't really have you know, that many officials, you know, pulling people over for something like that, you know, down here. So pretty lenient state for the most part, but as you can see, I think they came out pretty good. You know, they're a little rough, but I don't mind it. That's part of the, you know, look I want on the car. These eyelids, I had to re-stick them. I did lose the one on the other side, but this is basically just 1/8 of an inch PVC, sorry, 1/8 of an inch ABS plastic from Amazon. I just cut it. You could probably better job. What I need to do is put a heat gun on it and bend it a little bit, and then put some 3M tape. There you go, you make your own eyelids. All right, also the splitter. So I wanted to do a splitter, and I did not really care for the really curved line on the edge here, where it's really rounded like the GV lip that I had. So I want a little bit of a little pointier corner right here. And I actually found this from a it's pretty sturdy. I have all the turnbuckles that I got from Amazon right up to the frame, and I got some eye bolts and little pins I could take it off, pins that slide through with the safety clip. Anyway, the splitter, I got it from a scratch and dent sale from ECS Tuning, and I just asked the guy to measure it. It was like $100, and it was pretty close to what I needed. I didn't have to cut the ends at all. I did have to trim out the inside of it, but it worked pretty good. I like the look of it, and I mounted it so it was the same distance as a GV lip, so I didn't have problems going in and out of parking lots and speed bumps and all that stuff. So it's pretty tucked in there, but I like the way the sides stick out more, and it gives it that more aggressive look, in my opinion. And also, moving on inside, I don't know if you can see, I have the LRB under tray and the uprights. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see some of that brushed aluminum, which is a new style they got now. Their logo was plasma cut into the thing. That's a great piece right there to get rid of all that plastic, you know what I mean? And you can see it's just wide open there. I just got so much air going through there. It's really good. You can also see, I don't know if you can see the turnbuckles, what I did. I just got some cable and did the other ends like that. And the cable is up and through through a bolt. So, I mean, that's not coming off, that's for sure. All right, also, the biggest thing I did also was a project that I did a little while ago, was I mounted these 6-inch hellas, reseated them into the actual NC1 bumper, and it came out rough, but I to be honest with you, I don't care. Again, I like the look of it. It's a little rough, as you can see the trim. But these housing things are actually for the electricians use to do like drop lights in the ceiling, where the bulb goes in here and has the socket for the bulb. So I just junked all this. You get these at Home Depot or whatever, Amazon, and you just cut them to the angle you want, reseat them in, and then I took the 6-inch hella light. I cut a hole, and the hole was already in the back once you take the housing out. And then I just took the light and I just added some silicone behind it, pressed it on there, aimed them where I needed them, and put an LED bulb in it, and it worked fantastic. So that's that. Moving forward, I can access now the headlights because I did a quick release on the front bumper completely, which you'll notice here I had to cut through the carbon Miata fender to follow the line. I have this latch here, right? I have one on each side, and I have the 2 pins here, like hood pins, cheap hood pins. They'll work very well. I popped these 2, those 2, and the whole front bumper just comes right off. So pretty tits. I like it. That way I can mess around with the headlights, change the headlights if one of them blows out. They were only like, I think, $40 a pair for each of the headlights. And the plastics are just pressed back on there, and you have that caulking, and they had to take them apart. That was a real pain in the ass for me, at least. You'll notice the eyelid there is not as good as the other one because I have to finish it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I have access to the whole front end. I could just take the whole thing in one piece. The fog lights have a pigtail, so I just take it off, set it on the floor, undo the fogs, and that's it. It's done. The whole front end comes off. The canards are also, I made these, I don't know if it was on the last video or not. I just made these out of 1/8-inch ABS plastic. Put some little brackets there, as you see. Little stabilizer splitter to hold it so the wind doesn't deflect it too much. The hood vents from Facebook, I think Vasco Chu makes them, 3D printed. They're pretty good. They have the one that's reseated, also the ones that stick up, which I liked because it kind of matches the other vents there. And all right, that does it for the front end. Let's move on to the rest of the exterior. The wheels, I had the XXR 527 17 by 9.75s plus 20. Now I have the Kansei's KNP, and they are 17 by 9 plus 12. So I'm off a few millimeters, but it's not a big deal. It worked out well. As you can see, they sit pretty good. I'm running the 255 40 17 Falcons 615s. It's my second set, maybe my third set. I love these tires. I won't stop buying them. They're fantastic. The sidewall, The handling on them is just great for track and stuff. Autocross events that I've done, it works out really good. And for a 200 tread wear pattern, they last pretty long for me. You know, I've always liked the Kanzeis. You know, I liked the XXRs. I ran them for a while, and they were black like the car. And but I just kind of got tired of it. It's too much black for me, so I just threw the gold to throw it off a little bit. Okay, another thing is the side skirts. Now, I had those other side skirts, I know, in part 1, and they did all that bacon wavy thing with the heat. All right, so I got another ABS plastic side skirt universal thing. You can see the seam in the middle is something you put together. Not a big deal. I don't really care. I kind of like the look of it. For the money, I didn't really mind it too much. What I did do is, you notice on the bottom there is I ran a little piece of aluminum on the outside edge, a little U channel. I think it's 1/2 inch. There you go. You can see it there. You see it right there? And you see the rivets on top all the way down. So I just ran that channel, cut it to whatever length I needed, ran the channel same length on the inside, popped some rivets in there. That gives it that rigidity so it doesn't bacon strip on you. Just a little tip. There you see the wheels. I think they look great. The fender flares are obviously carbon Miata fender flares. I got these from Goodwin, but they're carbon Miatas, and I love them. All right, moving on to the back. And let me just get more thorough on this piece right here, which was one of my favorite additions. This is an OEM F Ferrari 430 rear diffuser. Okay, this is not a rep, this is the real deal. Now, just so you guys know, if you want to do the same thing, the diffusers, they have them on eBay, but some of the slats in these right here, they back them up and they're all messed up, cracked and broken. If you want a good condition one, what I did was I got on a Ferrari chat forum, and they sell those because they I heard that they swap them out for the carbon ones, because this is a little bit heavier obviously, but I just loved it. I you know, cut out the bumper, recessed it up, mounted it with some angle, and the biggest thing for me on this, just to answer some questions, is a center exhaust. So now I had to run it up in the belly and the center exhaust, and you can see down there the little pipe going up, the exhaust pipe coming up. That was the hardest part, because you have to level this off, center it up while he tacks it with this thing on, semi on, you know what I mean? So anyway, it worked out. It wasn't too bad of a big deal. I like the way it sits. It gives it a really aggressive look on the car, and that's it. So hope that answers some questions. All right, moving up, I got a second-hand set of carbon Miata LED quad taillights. I absolutely love these things. Yes, the plugs are crap. Yes, the wiring is shit. I understand that. Not to knock anybody, but I think it's still a great product if you just decide to cut all the wires from the factory and wire them up individually yourself. Take your time, do it right, and they work fantastic. They're very bright. I love the look of them, and this is my personal opinion. All right, so moving forward to the wing, you noticed, again, my work is not for the pristine. My work is not to be perfect, and I don't care about, you know, that's just individual opinions. All right, my work is a little rough, but I don't mind it. So this wing looks like the Blackbird Fabworks. I did add some slats on the sides, okay, and you'll notice on the top here, it's pretty much the same design, you know what I mean? So this right here has to be 1/8 of an inch ABS plastic, this piece, because it has to bend a little bit to get to lift it up so it doesn't crack here in between. That's the deal with plexiglass. You got to be careful. I'm sure Lexan would probably be better, but I just got plexiglass from Amazon. All this stuff I got on Amazon. Little piano hinge, they call it, so you can attach this piece to the other piece. Now this one and the sides are 1/4 inch, because you want this to be a little sturdy. So I got 1/4 inch smoked plexiglass along with the slats, right? And I got the stabilizer bars from Amazon as well. And yeah, it's a sturdy piece. I still have the holes here from the GT wing. If you notice from the part 1, I had the GT wing. I am the part 2. So I just moved on to this. I like the look of it. I like the fact that I made it myself. You know, to each his own. Some people like it, some people don't. That's fine. All right, so let's move along. I have the carbon DG Motorsport top on it. I eliminated obviously the convertible assembly. That's all gutted. You can see from here. Did the kill mat sound deadening. I still got to do the caulking on this right here to do it really nice. Just haven't done it yet. But for the most part, it does not leak at all. I had good luck with the top. It doesn't leak here in the front or anything like that. So anyway, let me open up the inside here. Now you'll notice everything is pretty black. Those of you that have noticed, the seats are all black now. These sides were reds where the perforated areas are. They were red. I painted them black because the red wasn't going to match the gold in my opinion. So I did that. These are Corbeau XP Baja bench seats. So they have that cord suspension patent on the bottom, you know, with the cords, sort of like parachute cord. So it rides very, very comfortable. I love it. I got the Corbeau, whatever how you say it, sliders and everything. Whole 9 yards. I like these seats. I had them in my NA years ago, and this is just a newer version. I like them. So yeah, they don't have the higher headrest, you know, so your head sticks out a little bit, but you know, to each his own. As you can see, the back, like I said, is all gutted. I got some what is that, 4-wheeler speakers that attach to the roll bar. They work pretty good. I'm not really too much into sound. Did the kills mat on the all inside. Obviously everything gutted. Did the kills mat on the bottom of the convertible top. And you notice also that I decided to add a center convertible from another that I bought, just to add that extra layer of protection that hooks on there and pulls it tight. I did that myself. I just thought it was pretty cool doing that. Okay, one of my favorite mods, shout out to G Racing. Keith is also a local guy down here, and he's a great guy. He knows a lot about racing. He's very competitive. He races a really badass RX-7, and he actually used my shifter to test for the 6-speed, not the 5-speed, the 6-speed, because of the lockout, the reverse lockout mechanism. So I went to his house, he swapped it in for me. I drove it for a while, and I mean, I was absolutely in love with it. When I had to go back to give him the shifter back so he can look at the internals and make any kind of improvements, I felt horrible going back to the regular shifter. But anyway, it's back now. I've had it on for probably a year now, raced with it, drive it all the time. Never have a problem going into reverse, nothing, never have a problem. Yes, it's very notchy. Yes, it's very precise. Okay, so if you're not into that, you know, to each his own. But I think it's probably one of the best mods I've done on this car. It makes driving so much pleasurable. Okay, basic energy steering wheel, the suede with the flat bottom. I have the quick release on it also. On the back here, you can see the rev limiter sunburst gauge, which I like also. The yellow adds to it. A lot of people go with the yellow. I have a little makeshift pedal there. If you notice, it's only on the accelerator. And I also have the clutch pedal extension, which that piece I highly recommend. It's great, you know, it's great. It brings the pedal closer by about 1.5 inches. Anyway, that pedal right there, that little side slat, I can pull it over to my liking so I can heel and toe. And it works like a charm. I've been heel and towing for a long time, and you know, it's very simple now if you just do it enough. But that adds a little bit to the left. That plate on the left slides out. Excuse me. And you can adjust it, you know what I mean? So you can heel and toe real quick, you know? So it's right there. So the pedal's not that far over. It gives a little bit of an extension to the side. All right, anyway, that's pretty much it for the inside. One more look if you guys want. The roll bar, I forgot to mention, is from Bethany Garage out of Georgia, I think. And I love this bar. I've had it and for a little while now. So, all right, let's see. Let's do underneath the hood now, which is the last part. I gotta tell you, man, I love this car. You know, NCs I know are starting to go up in recognition and in value and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, I always held my own. I love all Miatas, you know, we're all a community, but NC to me is probably the best. All right, anyway, you can see the hood vents. I mean, it's wide open, you know what I mean? And here's my motor, 2-liter MZR stock. Only thing I did was put Racing Beat headers on it, which I got from a junkyard. Crashed NC, I got them for 300 bucks, which was a steal. Racing Beat header literally took me and a friend about 3 hours to do from start to finish. But then again, I didn't have any of the stuff here. I had gutted all this stuff, and I'll get to that in a second. But going back to the header sounds really good. I did put some foil tape on the alternator, which works fantastic, doesn't even heat up the plastic at all. And I made my own little quick piece of sheet metal, put some foil on the inside so to protect all the ABS and all this other stuff. Works great. I also wrapped this hose here and this one just for extra protection so it doesn't get heated up. All right, put some goil foil tape on this. Obviously took the cover off because I know with the heat, and I know these tend to crack. And I think, I don't know if it's just the NCs or all NC1 or all the models. So I just put some tape and foil with a tie wrap just to prevent everything. I got the Cobalt strut tower brace, coilovers, the Godspeed Mono SS's. People can say what they want. I've had them on 2 different cars. I love them. For the price, you don't touch them. They're preset. You throw them in there, they ride great. Me personally, I had a friend that has a Fortune 500s on another vehicle. They were bouncy as hell. So, you know, I got a good deal on them. You know, to each his own, like I said. You know, I'm gonna be 53 years old, so I really don't care. I just do my own thing. So anyway, Track Dog Racing intake, which is fantastic, great product. I got my ECU wedged over here, just wedged in here because I have 2 ECUs. I have one running ECU Tech and another one that I have, which is this one, tuned by Cameron Freeman on the board, on the forums, in case you guys know him. You all know he does great work with the tuning. You notice now the battery's in the trunk. The battery's in the trunk. The airbox is gone. I'm going to be moving this Moroso tank over here because I did move my washer bottle over there. Just put a quick bracket, and that's pretty much it. You know, for under here, not too much action going on here. Car runs great. I do have, you notice a catch can that I have already mounted because I do have a rear force turbo kit in storage right now as we speak. So I plan on doing that next year. There's some parts and components that I want to get just to better have an understanding on it. The kit's pretty much complete, but I want to add some stuff to it. We're now be putting that on next year. Also the hood props, that's definitely a must. Hood props for the side, the hydraulics are great. Anyway, yeah, the turbo kit I'm going to do next year. The only reason why I haven't really pulled the trigger on it is because I have to see if I can try to mount it with this diffuser. So, you know, since it sits in the middle here, I'd like to keep the diffuser at the same time. So I think I can pull it off. I'll just have to, you know, it's got to be, car's going to be down for a few months. So I'll see what I can do. So anyway, this is it, guys. This is part 3 of my Miata NC. Also, this is a 2008, in case anybody's wondering. Got about 105,000 miles on it. Runs like a champ. You know, I drive this thing pretty hard. And, you know, like I said, I love it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm not really that great at these video things, but hope I did good. Comment if you liked it. Remember, there's a part 1 and a part 2. This will be a part 3 I'll be posting later on today. Anyway, thanks to all and have a great day.